How's everyone doing? Hope you're all recovering from the storms that we've had battering the UK again. We've just had Storm Jocelyn, so haven't been able to get up to the plot to do anything this week. But what I have been thinking about doing is planting some chilies and some aubergines, because it seems like now is the season, everyone's doing it. One of the things I was a bit concerned about going around the garden centre is the sheer amount of plastic involved in all of the seed trays and the cell trays. So I wanted to find something that would help me reduce the amount of plastic that I'm using. So I do have some seed trays that I've already used for my flowers that I've started off, the snapdragons and the sweet peas. But I really want to try and cut down that. I don't want to buy any more. I'm looking for something else. I think I might have found something that's going to be really effective. I've done a bit of research on it. It looks like it could be the answer to getting rid of as much of the plastic as possible. And it looks like it's pretty cost effective as well, because it's stainless steel and it's going to last for years, hopefully. So I'm going to show you my little secret weapon to reduce the amount of plastic that I'm using. So I've just bought this one off of Amazon, and the way that it works, it's little 2-inch squares here, and this is like a little plunger effect. And the idea is that you take your soil mix and then compress this in, so you've got these 4 little cubes, and then just pop them out. So I'm going to give it a go. Now, to help you create a little divot to put the seed in, this one comes with some different sizes of attachments. So there's little tiny round ones, square ones for square seeds, maybe, I don't know. And then some deeper ones. And the idea is you attach those inside. So I'll show that in a minute once I've put it together. And that creates the little divot to put the seed in. So I'm going to give this a go, see if it works for me. Worth a try. Anything to reduce the plastic. Now, I do have some plastic because these are trays that I've already got, and I'm not going to get rid of them because they've got decades of use left in them, so it's ridiculous to just throw them away. But once these have finally degraded, I will switch to, I don't know, wooden trays or something different, maybe metal trays. But either way, I'm going to finish their lifespan before I get rid of them. And the ones that I'm hoping to grow today, so I've got these. It's a cayenne pepper, but it's got like a lemony flavour, so I thought that might be a nice one to try. It says it scores 6 on the pepper meter, going from 0 to 10, so that's 1 in the middle. And then I've got these little Spanish peppers, which are only like a 3, so they're quite mild. You'd better eat those on their own. And I've also got my aubergines as well, so I'm going to get all of those started today, try out these new seed blocks. So this thing came in pieces. It was really easy to put together. Just needed to slide the spring over this handle and then just screw it into place so you can adjust it. And then these little dibbers, they just slot into place. I'll stick those in. So that's how it would look if you filled them up. I'm not going to use these today because the instructions for the chilies is to lay them on the top of the compost. So I'm going to create flat blocks, but you would just pop those in and then you can just pinch them back out if you needed a different size. Right, I don't know if this would be too wet, too dry. I'm going to try it as it is, and we can adjust it as we go. Now, because I'm doing flat ones, I've taken all the dibbers out of there. So the idea is I'm going to push this in Be really, really firm with it, and then plop it into the tray. So let's give it a go. Okay, so I've got these cubes. Now I'm going to see if we can pop them into the tray. Oh, very easy. So this is what I've ended up with. So my little 4 cubes fit really nicely into the seed tray. I think my structural integrity is pretty good for most of them. Some are a bit crumbly, but I'm just going to place the chili seeds on top and then cover that with a little bit of vermiculite. So the first one I've got is the little mild chili. I'm going to pop those in first. Then we've got these lemony cayenne peppers, a bit spicier. And I'm just going to cover them with some vermiculite. So this is how it looks when it's done. I've put them on the surface, covered them really lightly, and as you can see there's some quite big channels in between the blocks. You could put more in, but I've seen on another channel, I think it was Regenerative Farming, it's a flower farm channel, they recommend leaving wide channels so you can get your water sort of right down here without disturbing everything, so you can water from the bottom. And ideally you need to keep these really wet, wetter than you would a normal seed tray. Well, it's the first time I've used it. I've got to admit, I found this pretty easy to use. Time will tell if I've got my mixture right, whether or not this is going to work. So the plan is I'm going to put these on a heated mat now upstairs so I can get them really warm so they germinate, and you've got to keep the blocks quite wet so that they don't fall apart. The theory is this is better than plastic seed trays, because once the roots hit the outside of the blocks, they stop, and then more new roots will form off of the main root, and you won't get that spiraling effect when the roots hit plastic and they start to spiral round and round and round and it becomes sort of pot bound. You don't get that effect with using soil blocks. So hopefully you're going to get a healthier plant with healthier roots. Time will tell. I'll give you an update as it progresses. If any of you have got a lot of experience using soil blocks, I'd really like to know how you're getting on with it, whether you find it works for everything, what pitfalls there are, what kind of soil mixes you're using to help give that structural integrity, because some of mine look a little bit sketchy, to be sure. Anyway, just let me know if you use them. I'd really like to know what your experience is. Have a really lovely rest of the weekend, and yeah, hopefully no more storms.